If we take a person who leads a very unhealthy lifestyle, their expected lifespan will be approximately 50 years. But if we take a person who leads a very healthy lifestyle, what do you think? The expected lifespan of such a person is 90 years. Of course, there are deviations, there are exceptions. All that is understandable, but overall, the picture is just like that. Can you imagine the range? 50 years to 90 years. But it's not just about lifespan. It's also about quality of life, because an unhealthy person will literally suffer every day of their 50 years. Today, they'll be sick. They'll feel bad. Whereas a healthy person will live 90 years, feeling vigorous and energetic, with uplifted spirits and a zest for life. But how do you start a healthy lifestyle? What do you need to know? What do you need to do? What are the first steps? How do you build a system to adhere to the principles of a healthy lifestyle throughout your life? And furthermore, derive pleasure from them so they become part of your happy life? Yes, of course, you need to know certain principles. It's precisely about those principles that we'll talk in this video. So watch the video to the end. It will be very interesting and useful. So let's get started. So the very first step, we need strong motivation and an understanding that this is forever. It's going to be constant. We shouldn't make excuses for ourselves like, I'll just diet a bit now, sit it out for a month, and then everything will be fine. Or, I've joined the gym now, I'll go for a couple of months, get myself pumped up, get a good look. And that's enough. We need to clearly realize and tell ourselves that this is now going to be permanent. At the same time, we shouldn't perceive it as some kind of struggle, as some heavy overcoming. This is a very important psychological moment. We need to accept the new reality and tell ourselves that we now live differently. It won't be hard. No, it will be interesting and ultimately even enjoyable, because those people who live a healthy lifestyle, they enjoy the process. They like it. It's the kind of challenge they've created for themselves, but one from which they derive pleasure and ultimately benefit too. After we've covered motivation and set our mindset, we move on to the next point, theory. A course in theory is essential. Without it, you can't adhere to the principles of a healthy lifestyle at all. If you don't understand the basics of how our body functions, what kind of nutrition is necessary, what workouts are required, and what lifestyle changes are needed, you won't be able to follow the principles of a healthy lifestyle. Theory is mandatory. The foundation of a healthy lifestyle consists of the following components. Firstly, nutrition. It's crucial to understand the principles of proper nutrition, to study which foods should be excluded from your diet and which should be added. The next point is giving up harmful habits. But I think everyone understands what harmful habits are. Next comes the topic of workouts, because physical activity is essential. However, physical activity doesn't necessarily mean hitting the gym or lifting weights. It's just one option. There shouldn't be a stereotypical view that if you're into a healthy lifestyle, it means barbells and dumbbells are a must. It can be different for everyone. Therefore, understanding the theory behind how our body and internal organ work, as well as knowing about proper nutrition and workouts, is crucial. So moving on to step number 3, we need to plan our workouts. You must develop a plan. Of course, the coolest and most advanced option is to hire a personal fitness trainer. But I understand perfectly well that pleasure doesn't come cheap. It's a rather luxurious option. But at the same time, it's an option for the lazy, when someone else does all the thinking for you. I'm more inclined towards understanding what you're doing yourself. In the end, it's not just about saving money. It makes the process more interesting because you get much more involved in the new lifestyle. Now, regarding physical activity, which is a must in any healthy lifestyle, firstly, start walking more if you have the opportunity. Use it to walk more and drive less. Walk to work if you can. It's great exercise. You can also take the stairs instead of the elevator, please. Take the stairs instead. More walks. It's always beneficial. And of course, add workouts. Sign up for the gym. Always start workouts slowly, especially for beginners. It's more important for a beginner to focus not so much on the intensity of the workouts, but on their regularity and consistency. Moving on, the next point is nutrition. We must understand that there will also be a certain system in our diet. Actually, it only seems daunting and unattainable at first, living by a schedule, moving like a robot, adhering to some total control and prescribed postulates. Not really. A healthy lifestyle doesn't rob us of our freedom. On the contrary, it gives us more freedom and control over the situation. We quickly get used to regular workouts and proper nutrition. It may seem unfamiliar in the first week, but then it becomes such a part of our life that it's much harder to give up. I know this from my own experience. The same applies to nutrition. You know, what's the hardest thing about nutrition? It's not overeating. When we have excess weight and need to lose it, we need to restrict our diet. If we drastically reduce our daily calorie intake to lose weight, that's really tough. However, if we don't have excess weight and simply transition from unhealthy to healthy eating, it's not such a big challenge. And if sticking to a restricted calorie diet for a lifetime is quite difficult, transitioning from unhealthy to healthy eating for life and maintaining it for many years is not such a problem. In fact, it's even enjoyable in the end. So after we've transitioned from unhealthy eating to healthy, moving on to the next point, we have goal setting. We must set goals for ourselves and track them. There's a very good saying that what gets measured gets improved, and we can measure many things. For example, we can measure our appearance by taking a photo in the mirror and seeing how we'll look in a month. We can measure our waist circumference or our weight. We can compare our lifestyle, for example, how much I indulge in unhealthy habits today, and how everything will change in a month. We should set goals and track their achievement. This is important for two reasons. Firstly, we become much more effective because what we focus on improves. And secondly, after a month or two, we make a certain progress, and we begin to experience real pleasure and satisfaction from our achievements and progress. This is extremely important because our brain, when it expends energy, wants to be rewarded. If we give it moral reward, our brain wants to repeat it, to go further. If we don't give it any moral reward for a long time, then we lose that notorious motivation. So let's track the improvements and reward ourselves. Moving on to the next point. If you want to transition to a healthy lifestyle, you need to do something about your environment. If everyone around you drinks and smokes, and you want to quit drinking and smoking and start running, chances are you need to change your environment. Of course, if they're wonderful friends, I'm not encouraging you to argue with them or break ties. You just need to understand that our environment subconsciously influences our behavior a lot. If you start making new friends, for example, at the gym, you'll soon find that you want to go to the gym more and more. If you find like-minded people to discuss healthy eating, you'll soon find that you yourself want to eat healthier food even more. Your environment is an excellent ally in any endeavor, especially in lifestyle changes. Moreover, the importance of psychological attitude cannot be overstated. There's a saying that all diseases come from nerves, and some humorists like to add, and another from pleasure. Well, maybe not all diseases come from nerves. but at least many do. Stress really does damage our body and has a very detrimental effect. I can't tell you to eliminate stress from your life because it's practically impossible. There will always be some. What I can say is minimize them. Avoid unnecessary stressors. Don't stress yourself out unnecessarily, and if some troubles happen, learn to accept them as part of life and overcome them. There's a very simple and effective exercise that improves our psychological state and mood very quickly, and it's called the gratitude state. Experience gratitude for anything, no matter what. If you feel gratitude, it's enough to make you feel good. Just tell yourself, I'm grateful for having this warm bed. I'm grateful that I can have a cup of coffee in the morning. I'm grateful for having such people in my life, and so on. If you not only think about this gratitude for yourself, but also express it to others, then very soon, similarly grateful people will gather around you. It's true. By the way, friends, write in the comments. How do you lead a healthy lifestyle or plan to start? Share. It'll be interesting to hear your opinion, and I remind you to subscribe to the channel and like this video so you don't miss the next one.